And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Anytime you're talking about fundamentals in a market and direction, fundamentals take a little bit of time to play out.
We got crude oil today, kind of trading yesterday's value area really nicely, low to high.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good afternoon, friends and traders. Welcome to the Market Recap. I am Dan Hodgman. It is Tuesday, October 12th. It's cold and gloomy here in southeastern Wisconsin. Hopefully the weather's better where you're at. I hope you all had a great day. We had some opportunity in some of these markets. Now, some of them are a little bit quieter. We have crude oil. Crude oil moving right off the open, break and a rally. And after 9 o'clock, there was really nothing going on in crude oil there today. Again, it's only Tuesday. Let's see what tomorrow brings with EIA petroleum status report. We'll keep an eye on that one tomorrow. You got S&P 500 opens up this morning, breaks down to settlement price, moves just slightly lower, rallies back up, and creates really a nice channel. We're going to take a look at this one today. And the same will apply for the NASDAQ. NASDAQ opens up this morning on the highs, rotates lower, and tries to go check overnight lows. Never makes it there, but continues to sell off here as we're going into the close. Another down day. We have CPI coming out tomorrow. That's what everyone's thinking about. Really hard to trade. So a product like the indices, when you've got something as pivotal as CPI tomorrow, we know these inflation numbers. They're not going to be great. Hopefully they're better than anticipated. But we're going to have to kind of be patient. Let's wait and see what happens tomorrow morning at 7:30 with that number. We got gold. Gold opened up this morning, and when John was speaking to you guys, it started to kind of pick up a little bit of a rally. As soon as John basically finished talking this morning, a little bit after he finished talking this morning on the market forecast, that market started to roll back over and went right back to opening range. Euro starts to sell off during London session and just continues all day long. We got a couple points of strength that you're able to sell strength and continue in that downtrend with that market. That market continues to move lower. And on the flip side, you got Treasuries pressing higher. Hey, what do we have tomorrow? CPI concerns leading pressure into the Treasury world. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that one as well. Again, 7:30 tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Central Time tomorrow morning. CPI number. Other than that, no major news. Moderna questions about their booster. We've got 4.3 million workers quitting their jobs in August. That's a massive number. Most of it led by food and retail industries. A lot of reasoning behind that. We don't have to get into it here, but I recommend looking into a lot of that stuff as more and more people are leaving work. What's that going to do for employment numbers? Well, we got jobless claims on Thursday. Let's see what happens there. These 4.3 million workers, do they start filing for claims? Do we start to see a rise in unemployment number come November when we see those numbers come out? We saw a decent number last Friday. So lots happening there. Other than that, I think the news is, for the most part, relatively quiet. The House is expected to pass a bill to hike the debt ceiling. We all knew that was happening. Also, today we had Coach's Playbook. We kind of sat down and talked about when and how and why and what it takes to become a good trader. There's a lot involved. We had a great conversation, had some great questions. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out. Let us know what you think. And if you have questions, by all means, always ask them here. Jorg, good to see you. Nick, Dante, Nick, holy crap, I'm less than 1,300 away from funding. Outstanding, way to go. Congratulations, Nick. I will give you my 2 cents for whatever it's worth. Take it or leave it. You're right there. You're on the brink. You're on the verge. Ignore that P&L for a little bit. Don't trade to how much you have to make. Continue to trade what you've been doing to get to this point Take your time. Be patient. Wait for those opportunities to present. I was scrolling through our Facebook page today, and I saw a trader had mentioned, hey, I hit my $9,000 profit target, but I decided to continue to trade, and I would continue to trade 3 and 5 lots, and I thought I was crushing it, and he ended up losing 3,000 one day, 3,000 the next, 3,000 the next, giving back all those profits. The last thing I want to see happen to you here is you start trading like you're already there. Continue doing what you're doing. Be patient. Keep it simple. Doesn't have to be done today. Doesn't have to be done tomorrow. Doesn't have to be done by this end of this week. Take your time and trade as that market gives you an opportunity. And I'll just leave it with this one. CPI tomorrow. Don't trade it. Wait. Let the market open up. Let it do its thing. Don't do anything then. Okay, that's what I got. All right, let's go take a look at these charts here and see what we got going on today. Also, I got to adjust one thing. All righty. It'd be really nice if I just had someone that could do all the point and click for me. That would make life a lot easier. I got to just fix one thing here. I have not used these charts in a few days, and so I just got to I thought I had them all updated. I did not have one of them updated, so just fixing that really quick, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at these. Charles, good to see you. Thanks for visitors. I've reset more times than I can count, and today was the last one. Well, no more resets. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Because remember, once you get to that funded level, there's no such thing as a reset. So try and really focus on not allowing that to be an option. Trade away from that. Trade as though it is a real live account. Even if you're in the combine, trade as though it's real. That reset option isn't there in the real world. All right. I now have my charts updated, I think, for the most part. If we have to, we'll fix them when we're in there. Let's go ahead and take a look at these. As always, we're starting out with our crude oil market here. I put our profiles on a little bit earlier this morning. Crude oil, like we said, opens up this morning. And settlement price in this market is 80.52. 80.52. I want to I can fix my mouse here. All right, settlement price today is 80.52. Settlement price, or point of control of the day, is just up above it. We're trading right at settlement right now. So this market opened up this morning. We saw the big pop. You guys were talking to John. We saw the big pop. Market tested Friday or yesterday's value area high. Quick rejection, rotated back inside. And all day long, it tried to get back into yesterday's value. Yesterday's value rejected. We rotated lower, and we continued to bounce right off of settlement price. So, yeah, yesterday's value up at 81 and settlement price down at 52. Really a tight range. I'm not sure what to tell you. I mean, if you were taking your shorts and you're making $200 or $200, maybe $300 a contract on the good moves, maybe you had that chance. But really a tight day when this market's trading in 30 cents range, when we are seeing huge moves pretty regularly. So I don't have a lot to say other than possibly taking the short from value high yesterday, rotating this thing back inside. Next, let's look at the S&P 500. So S&P settled yesterday, 43.51 even, 43.51 even, right in the center here. Market opened up, like we said, rotated lower. Moves through settlement price, and now here's what I'm starting to like. Market really defines a bottom. Rotates back higher. Tests. Tries to get up above settlement price. Settlement starts to reject once again. Once we start to see that rejection right at the regular trading hour high, we've got 1, 2, 3 highs right up here at 43.65. Once that market starts to show rejection up above, that's our opportunity. Let's see if we can get this thing to rotate back down and make a double bottom. Does exactly that. We bottom out. Now, if you were me and we were sitting here looking at this together, we were both probably saying the exact same thing. Well, I love inside days. I'm going to see if this market gives me one more rotation back to the upside. So we look for that rotation back to the upside, keeping our stops relatively tight, and see if we can get this thing right back to settlement price. We get it right back to settlement price, rejects it one more time, and the sell-off is on to end the day, really working our way all the way to our lows of the regular trading hour, and possibly, if we get something crazy, we might go just check out overnight lows. All right, next, let's look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, pretty much similar price action here today. Settlement price in this market is 14,700 half. 14,700 half happens to be point of or value area high of the day. And now value area high of the day pretty much held here all day long. Once you put your set your charts up, market opens up pretty much at a great area. Where do we open up? We right at point of control from yesterday. Now, we've seen rejection multiple times in the overnight session. We've got a target down below point of settlement price. Off the open, taking the short was the great opportunity as this market pressed higher just a little bit, got right to point of control from yesterday. Great chance to take the short down to settlement price. Again, settlement price of 700. Now, this is where I was talking here today. We broke to settlement price. We broke that 70 points to settlement price. Or 80, I should say, more or less. Rally 70 points back up. Today, then this market one more time continues to rotate back over, and we see a 150 point break. So we're talking almost 300 points were moved in that first 30 minutes, 40 minutes, give or take. So you got to be really cautious here. Be quick to take those out. This is why this market can be pretty difficult to trade, because it can move 300 points like that. Yeah, we're going to move it in one direction. So you can take the short, you can hold the short, then the short rips against you really quickly. Then you're thinking, oh, I got to flip here, I'm going to go long. I see it happen time and time again. You got to be patient. Trust your process here. Take those profits when the market is presenting them. If this market gets to your levels, take it, walk away, and don't try and jump back in. All right, so that market rotates back lower. We make a low down here. 640. Market rallies right back up to point of or value area high and settlement price. Rejection. We see the rejection start to happen pretty quickly here. We make a double bottom. Another opportunity. We're seeing this. We're staying inside, just like we talked about when we looked at the S&P. We like to see market stay inside. Market stays inside, rotates back higher. One more time, we check value high and point of control from yesterday, and boom, the sell-off was on from there. Now, I'm sure a lot of you got chopped up in the center, and that's okay. We want to look for these extremes. We want to look for these outliers. And instead of saying, hey, here's the break, we don't always want to think we're going to catch a breakout trade. Probability states the market's going to rotate back inside. Breakout trades are not the trades you want to look for. So if I see shorts hopping in here, we're going to struggle. And I know I saw some people today try to take shorts on the lows and longs on the highs, thinking we're going to finally get the breakout. If you start to trade with the mentality of inside, when the market's really defined a beautiful range for us, try and take advantage of that. We finally break out towards the end of the day. So we have 1, 2, and 3 nice little chances to the downside. All right, next, let's go ahead and look at gold. Like we said, gold this morning. We had a volatile morning for sure. And John was talking to you guys this morning at 8 o'clock. The market started to press higher. To be honest with you, I didn't see much for it to reject up here at 1770. I assumed that possibly we were going to start to maintain and move trend higher and possibly go check out last Friday's swing high. Not quite the case. Market rotates back inside. So this market, just like equities, is getting a little concerned with tomorrow's CPI number coming. Market rotates lower, and for me, it's buying these bottoms. We've got one bottom. We saw multiple bottoms in the overnight session. Again, same thing here, if you can catch the bottom there. Otherwise, this is a really tough trade. Yes, buy the dip, sell the rip. There you go, Mikkel. All right, next, let's go ahead and look at Euro. Not a lot to say here in the Euro. Trend's lower. Our job was recognize trend, sell pullbacks, sell that strength. So we see the strength coming in. We get to sell that strength. Boom, great opportunity. See a little bit more strength come in, sell that strength. This was, to me, the best short of the day. This market rotates right to overnight swing low. Boom. We got a little bit of a strength in a downtrending market. Let's go ahead and take that short and rotate it lower. Next, let's go ahead and look lastly at Treasuries. Treasuries grinding higher, but a nice setup. We open up this morning. We move lower. We come right to yesterday's point of control. Great move. Great move here off of yesterday's point of control. Market rallies higher. Pulls back one more time. Fails to make it all the way near overnight low and the opening swing low, but we still come check point of control once again and get another great move. So 2 great opportunities off of yesterday's point of control here in the Treasury market as this market continues to grind higher. Again, a lot of this has to do with potential CPI numbers tomorrow. So everybody, those are our markets we got here today. I hope you found some opportunities. Some of them were opportunistic. Some of them were a little bit more difficult. We've got a down day here in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's selling off a little bit, $55,230 a coin. I do see we got some questions over there, so let's go ahead and take a look at these questions and comments really quick. And then we'll take a look at some of our stocks we like to pay attention to. Charles, good to see you. Where's my mouse? Here we go. Dan, thank John for the NASDAQ tutorial today. Price did not accept at 17,754 or 14,754. I'll definitely let him know. And make sure you let him know tomorrow morning on the market forecast. Federico, good to see you. Peter, great to see you. Buy the dip, sell the rip. There you go, Mikkel. Nick, where can I find literature on trading probabilities? Great question. I've honestly not read a ton about it. That is specifically geared towards trading probabilities. It's not like blackjack where you have, quote unquote, the book. But yeah, I don't know anything that's specific to trading probabilities. All sorts of books out there talk about them a little bit. It just depends on the systems and the strategies they look at. I'm an options guy by trade, so Black-Scholes, if you're that type of trader, there's a lot of different things out there. Options and Volatility was another one that talks a lot about probabilities by Sheldon Knappenberg. But again, that's an options trading book. I don't really know much off the futures end. All right. Dan, do you prefer to trade a trending bull or trending bear? Could care less. I like them both. They both pay pretty well. I would say I'm more in tune with a trending bull market because that's what we've had the last 10 years or so. But ultimately, you can look at the market pretty similar. If you are a bullish trader and the market's moving lower, just flip the screen over, turn that screen upside down, and you're looking at the same thing. No, not really, but essentially the aesthetics of it are the same. So I'll take both of them. I'm pretty comfortable in either one. It took me a while to be better at to focus on that trend trading. I was really taught that range style trading when I first got into this years ago, and it took me some time to get more and more comfortable with trend and directional markets. And that's why a lot of times I trade. I define my channel even in a trending market. I know I've shown them here a time or two where we draw out the channel, right? And so I can take a trending lower market, flip it sideways, and I'm still in my channel, and I'm looking for market to get near those extremes to look for my opportunity. And that's how I really try and capitalize on trading a trending market. What would be something uncorrelated to ES that we could consider trading if we wanted to have an uncorrelated play? Gold? No, gold's definitely historically inversely correlated. So if you're looking for something inversely correlated, gold would be one, or treasuries. If you want zero correlation, then you want to look towards an energies thing, possibly crude oil, but they all still kind of intertwine. There is a website. Let me pull it up really quick. I can grab for you here. I'll drop the link. I'm going to drop a link in here for you guys. This is all about market correlation, and you can go through and click through it and change the dates and times. It'll tell you, this link here tells you a lot about correlation. So obviously, when you look at them, let's take Dow and the S&P 500. They are correlated 94% of the time. Now on the flip side, you can start to look for things that are a little less correlated. So let's see here. Let's find one that we can use. It's always tough to find something that's... All right, natural gas, 55% correlation. All right, let's see here. Let me find my mouse. I can't seem to trade a bull. I always think top is in, and I just watch it continue to go on up. Well, that's why you look. That's the best part about when we see, new highs coming in, uncharted territory. I think we all kind of have that same thought, though. It's that pessimism of like, okay, this thing's finally done. It's going to rotate over. truthfully, it's just wait for that market to show a little bit of weakness. Let it show you that weakness. Take that market, run it up, let it go make a new high, peel it off, and just wait for those pullbacks. Let it go mark new highs, peel it off. You don't have to stay in that whole ebb and flow all the way up. Just grab the chunks. Grab little chunks as the market gives you that opportunity. Can we trade YM when subscribed to CME data? I'll get you exact. I don't know all the exchanges they're on anymore, but I can find out in about 2 seconds here. Here we go. I don't think CME has the Dow. I think CBOT is the Dow. Yeah, CBOT is the Dow, so you wouldn't have it on the CME data. You would have it on CBOT exchange. CME is going to be the S&P, the Russell, NASDAQ, Nikkei, Australian dollar, British pound, Canadian dollar, euro, yen, Swiss franc, euro dollar, lean hogs, and live cattle are all CME. When can we trade the DAX? Well, Charles, you can we don't have the DAX in the combine at this point. It's not a commonly asked question. It's something that is a possible opportunity when you are on the live funded account. So you can always reach out to the risk manager there, Mick, and ask him. Sometimes it's available. Sometimes we are putting people into it, but not too commonly. We're a U.S.-based company. We keep it kind of U.S.-based markets at this point. But if you are serious about the DAX, email support@topstep.com and just say, hey, can we please get the DAX? If you do that, they put it into they got a system, and they track how people are asking for things, and it's a lot better than me trying to send a message to someone. It'll go further there. Kenneth Dan, when the market reaches your defined extreme points, what do you personally use to help time your entry? Footprint, delta, momentum? I'm a levels trader. I just kind of watch price action a little bit. I don't use footprint. I look at delta a little bit, but I'm watching price action. I'm watching market reaction at those levels. For me, personally, I am trading with a little bit more risk, saying, hey, I'm willing to take this level because I don't want to miss my trade. If it goes, a couple $100 against me, I'm okay with that because I do have a pretty consistent risk reward, and I know my profits are going to be able to cover that a few times over. It's COMEX, I believe. No, COMEX is going to be gold, copper, and silver. Dow is on the CBOT. It would be amazing to have the VIX in TS Trader. No, it wouldn't. It's the most deadly product to trade. I would strongly recommend never trading the VIX. That is a very difficult product to trade. It's a dangerous one. It's pretty expensive. It is a CBOE. It's probably the largest product for the CBOE. And the CBOE is not someone that I really want to trade with that much. I've done a lot of trading, I should say, with that one. The VIX is a difficult product to trade. Really is. For monitoring. That's a great question. I don't want it on my trading platforms. I follow it. Honestly, I follow the VIX on Google's finance website. I keep a VIX chart up. I follow it right in Google Finance. Good enough for me. I don't want access to it because I think if I have access to it, I'm going to try and trade the damn thing. So I got to be cautious with myself there. All right. Scar, Dan, how'd you do today? I did good. Made some money. I was in the profits really nicely. Gave a little bit of it back. Ended up calling it quits around 11:30 this morning. So I've got 2 winning days this week. I've had a nice last 2 weeks or so far. It'd be dope to have intraday stats without having to purchase third-party dashboard. Kenneth, I like that. That is on our wish list of things that we talk about here. at Top Step. We definitely want to get a little bit more, get that dashboard talking a little bit better. It's a tech thing. I know how it's a difficult tech thing to do, but I promise you, we talk about this all the time. We are working towards getting to that at some point. I agree. It would be phenomenal to get those intraday stats right in the dashboard to see how we're doing throughout the day. Hell, I wish I had a dashboard of my own that was automated. That'd be kind of nice, if just to get something at the end of the day. But I got to do all my stuff manually. All right, guys. That's a lot of talking. I appreciate all these questions. So any question you ever have, please drop them in here. We will always take our time. Captain Price, Applehead News, stuff went down. Frustrating stuff. Yeah, isn't there a lot going on with Apple recently? I've kind of peeled off all my Apple positions, so I've stopped watching it too closely. I'm still kind of trying to wrap my head around the fact that the iPhone 13, basically they gave us a better charger for everyone that sits at home and works with a charger attached to their phone. I find it interesting. All right. Let's take a look at some of these stocks. Like we said, Bitcoin was down a little bit. We've got Airbnb. We're making money here, guys. We're up $172.75. A nice $6 positive day for us. GameStop, the sell-off. We opened up this morning, rally 182. We are down 1.3% at 175.82. AMC, another little bit of a down day here, $36.82. Tesla, though, trying to hold above 800. We opened and 800 held all day, ending right now at $805.72. Pretty wild. Robinhood down a little bit here today. We saw a nice light yesterday. Opens up at 42. Going to end the day at 40.53. And lastly, the VIX. I'm kind of impressed. I expected a bigger pop here this afternoon, but the VIX held pretty much almost all day except for a little bit this morning below 20. We're ending at 19.8. All right. Sweet. Those are the stocks we like to keep our eyes on. I don't know if any of you guys are trading them. If any of you are trading or pretty heavily involved in any stock and you want to talk about them a little bit, bring them up in here. I do love stocks. I don't day trade stocks. It's not my cup of tea, but I definitely am heavily involved in stocks. I'm always looking for some opportunities with them. And all sorts of indices or industries of stocks. So, Biogen, that's a great one. I love looking at anything over there. Love some of the big name ones. I got involved in some of the meme stocks. I won't lie. GameStop was fun. I've dealt around a little bit with AMC, but definitely don't day trade them. So I can't give much information there. But I definitely like thinking long-term where some of these stocks can go. Scar, after a mini win at choppy markets, I'm trying to use micros to dip toe and test waters. Is this worth doing? Absolutely. I am, for most traders out there, I'm a huge proponent in micros. I've messed with them a little bit. When I feel like I'm struggling, I have cut back to micros just to get my feet, get back on track a little bit. When I found some downturns, micros really keep me in check a little bit, help control things. When I've had a big day, I know, or not myself, but I know a lot of people, when they have those big days, they tend to recognize in themselves that a little bit of greed kind of comes out and was like, well, I did it yesterday. I'm going to do it again today. I know a lot of people have that. And so I know a lot of traders from all the way from the retail to the professional after the big day, they're looking at the micros. There's some good opportunity there. So yeah, I love that idea. All right, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and sign on out of here. Before I do, this date in history, I think I had one thing. No, I didn't. Kind of a crappy day in history. So that's what I got for us here today. John will be back tomorrow. Remember, market forecast starting a little bit earlier now, 7:45 a.m. So that gives you guys a little bit more time to roll right into the equity open as opposed to rushing over there. So John will be back with you tomorrow morning, 7:45 a.m. Central Time. So until then, guys, stay safe, wash your hands, trade smart, trade well. Look forward to seeing you in the markets. Take care, everybody.